Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. We will be going over board 8 from opening Tabia and how how they are played by Master Wenqing and Zhang. So without further ado, let us begin. Central cannon. Choice defense. Red chooses the third pawn. Black counters like white. Lost to the edge file since a plus 7. Black would have r6 plus 5 ready. And in this board, as with the previous board, Black would develop his elephant, his left elephant, instead of the right elephant. Now for more balanced development of the previous board, Red continued with r9 plus 1. And in this board, Red would play c8 equals to 6. Now the idea behind this move was that Black would use a pearl corner cannon to counter Black's pearl corner cannon and also allow for development of his chariot as r9 equals to 8. Develop his chariot. Now because this cannon was blocking this horse from protecting the central pawn, Black would usually not dare to play h3 plus 2 at this point in time. So Red develops his chariot as a foul chariot, and Red would advance his cannon across the river. This is quite a commonly used move, so that Black would now apply a blockade, hindering the development of Red's left chariot. Now, this is also a premeditated tactic when playing e7 plus 5. Now, if Black chose to play a6 plus 5 to consolidate his defenses, Red will be given the opportunity to develop his chariot, and suddenly the space that Black can maneuver his pieces will be greatly suppressed. So, initiative very firmly in hand. So c2 plus 4 is a must-make move, and Red would retreat his horse to threaten to capture material. Now, this would also be the position of discussion for this board. Now, there are two main variations. The first would be c2 minus 1, and would be c2 2, whereby Black. Now, at this point in time, before we continue, it would be a very bad idea for Black to play c2 equals to 5, thinking that he could gain material. Now, very terrible blunder, because if Black tried to deliver a check, Red would cross-check, and after delivering a check, Black must capture the cannon, but in doing so, he would lose his chariot, and chariot so early would imply losing the game. So that is why c2 equals to 5. Let us go to variation A, whereby Black retreats the cannon to the cross riverbank rank. Now this is a rather flexible approach to the position. So since the cannon had left, Red will usually play r2 plus 6 to threaten the horse, and this is what was meant earlier by a premeditated tactic, because now the elephant had moved. Black could use the chariot to guard this and protect this horse. Now r2 plus 6 is a good idea. It would not be a good idea for Red to play h3 plus 4, trying to go for the trailblazer horse to on, because Black would simply solidify, and Red can only play h4 plus 3, because if he played h4 plus 5, after trading material, Black's defenses are already up. Red would now play c2 equals to 5 for a cross check, and thus capture the Red chariot. Red would lose the game. So h4 plus 5 is not a good idea, because Red had yet to consolidate his defenses. So h3, 8. If let's say Red played the advisor, Black could advance the. Let's say if Red tried to consolidate his defense and capture the central pawn, Black could push p3 plus 1 to threaten the horse. Captured. Pawn will cross the river and be prepared to gain material, and Red would be in all sorts of trouble. Okay, so h3 plus 4 is not a good idea. R2 plus 6, and I to threaten the chariot. Black will protect, choose to attack in this very aggressive manner. One, to prevent h6 in anticipation of h6 equals to 7. This is a sound move. If red captured the horse, and threaten the chariot, check. And black, although black would have sacrificed the horse, he would now be prepared to attack very aggressively. And the chariot and cannon over here on this empty flank would spell a lot of trouble for black, and black would have a hard time trying to keep the situation under control. And if c6 plus 1 trying to offer a trade of cannons, because the horse will be protecting the cannon, black would accept and still protect the horse in this manner. Now at this point, after doing so, black will be prepared to retreat the cannon and thus skin the red chariot alive. So he could also consider playing c2 plus 1 to threaten the game material and then deliver check, etc. And red will be all sorts of trouble. So best move e3 plus 1 in anticipation, and thus black c6 equals to 7 would not be as good. To protect the cannon, the chariot moves deftly over here so that he could be prepared to retreat and threaten this cannon. a6 plus 5. This point in time, an easy mistake that beginners might play would be to play p3 plus 1, thinking that the chariot had just blocked the elephant and he wanted to gain material, because black will now offer a trade of chariots, check, and after doing so, everything will be safe for black. The fact that red's left flank was was being pinned by black would mean that will spell a lot of trouble for red. I see that at this point in time, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red major pieces were controlled by black. Alpha minus 2 would be a good move, threatening to gain material, forcing black to move the cannon. So we can see that by this point in time, black had advanced, retreated, and advanced his cannon. This would result in a loss of tempo. Black would then play p3 plus 1. This would be the perfect time to push the pawn. Now if he played p7 plus 1, that would be able to move his chariot to the riverbank to guard this very important file rank, in the nick of time. Turning the cannon, counters, black threatens back again, and the horse would now protect the cannon, the chariot will protect the horse, chariot will also protect the pawn. So black's pieces are very well coordinated, a lot of space for black to maneuver his material, and red will be in all sorts of lot of trouble as he loses tempo. p7 plus 1, no good. p3 plus 1, excellent. So pushing the pawn across the river, sacrificing it, and black could not want to capture the elephant, otherwise black captured. To 6, red refuses to trade chariots, tries to move his cannon, plus 1, plus 5. Both colors would be pestering each other, but in comparison, because red would have a pawn that had crossed the river, red would have a slight advantage. So all these pieces are crammed on this flank. So this would black would still have a playable game, but still be too early to decide who will be the winner. Now to variation B, c2 plus 2, whereby black applies even more pressure on this black's left flank by controlling the third rank. And to get himself out of trouble, red will push p5 plus 1. Now this is a premeditated tactic because red will now be prepared to play h7 plus 6 as he charges the pawn forward. Now this would be also an offensive proactive counter by red. h7 plus 6. p5 plus 1 would be slightly impatient, sacrificing the pawn. Red pushes the cannon across the river, blocks the elephant as he is prepared to deliver a check, capture the elephant, and material with this move. h4, red protects the elephant and his cannon in the process. 3, red guards his spawn rank. c2 tries to go for c2 equals to 5 to capture the red chariot with the discovered check. a4 plus 5. Black offers a trade off chariots. Red refuses. Horse is very vulnerable. Black could protect his horse in this manner. Now before we continue, red cannot try to move his horse away, otherwise there will be c2 equals to 3 because of the threat of a spotted cannon since the horse has moved away. Red continues with r6 plus 1 to try to gain material. Now it would not be a good idea to try to gain material with h3 plus 4 at this point because black would be prepared to sacrifice material to capture the elephant, and this will spell a lot of trouble. For example, if let's say red insisted on capturing material, check, and there's always a check to gain this chariot. I could have a winning position. So we retreated a little bit. We still cannot capture the horse, and red would now lose the elephant. 6 plus 1. Plus 1, a sacrifice, forcing the chariot away, and black would now have the advantage because the horse and chariot are protecting the cannon at this point in time, and black could now have controlled all the important lines on the board. So as he can be prepared to play r8 equals to 7 to force a trade of material. 5 p5 plus 1 is not a good idea. Instead, h7 plus 6 would be better. 2 to threaten to gain material. 4. The horses are now linked. This will become a very powerful entity. Again, if red captured, black would deliver a discovered check to capture the red chariot. Plus 1, p5 plus 1. Again, red targets the elephant, which is a common tactic to use. So minus 6, black retreats the horse to protect the elephant. Both colors will have their scruples. So this will bring us to the end of this board. Quick summary. Board play e7 plus 5 for balanced development. Then red chooses c8 equals to 6 for the 5-6 cannons. Black pushes the cannon across, and red tries to dislodge the chariot and also develop his horse in this manner, and this will be the position of discussion. Variation A, c2 minus 1, variation B, c2 plus 2. Capturing the central pawn is a terrible mistake as red will lose the chariot. 6, red immediately attacks, and black tries to protect his tries to would offer his horse as sacrifice as he plays c6 equals to c6 plus 4, control the pawn rank. +1 the best move. If r3 plus 1, black sacrifices a horse, but these two pieces would be very powerful and be prepared to attack at any point. Try to trade material. After trading material, black could still protect the horse in time and be prepared to play c2 minus 2 to capture the chariot, or play c2 plus 1, threaten the horse and capture the central pawn to gain a chariot. Either way, red will be in deep trouble. +1 is the best move. 6 equals to 7 to threaten the chariot. Defense. This will allow black to move r8 equals to 6 at any time. Threaten the cannon. Good move. p3 plus 1. After trading material, red's material would have trouble developing. +1 correct move. p7 plus 1 no good because black will be able to develop and protect his cannon in the nick of time. +5. Red would have crossed the pawn, pushed the pawn across the river even though his left flank was congested, but black would still have a playable game. Variation B, pc2 plus 2, and red will attack from the central file. h6 plus 7 is correct, otherwise gain the positional advantage. At this point in time, red will be attacking, but both colors will have their scruples. Thank you, and if you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you.